Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back here to Southeastern High School. It's game 2 of night number 2 at the 2023 Hancock County Tournament, getting you set for our second game of the evening here. It's going to be Augusta Southeastern, the Danny Stevens-led Suns, taking on the very well-rounded and defensive-minded Unity Mustangs. Unity looking to try and pull a little bit of an upset out here in this tournament. This is a team that has not been able to get the best of Southeastern here on the past few tries. And the Suns are coming back off of a big win last night as they're trying to rebound from a couple of losses in the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. You're watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Barry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank is here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. We'll step aside for 2 minutes to tell you about some of the wonderful sponsors who have brought us to the Hancock County Tournament this year. When we come back, we'll break things down for Southeastern versus Mendon Unity. You're watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show live on Central Illinois Sports.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
New year, new closet. From basics to outerwear, bottoms, and dresses, we have your next outfit waiting here at 3 Keys Collection, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL. You can shop with us online at 3keyscollection.com, or you can pop in our shop anytime in Nauvoo, Illinois. We opened our shop to support these 3 little keys and have loved every single minute of it. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to follow our journey with new arrivals weekly.
KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at NauvooRealEstate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo. Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at NauvooWinery.com.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show as we get you ready for game number 2 here tonight. The Southeastern Suns taking on the Unity Mustangs as captains meet here at center court. Let's tell you a little bit about both of these teams. First, starting off for Keith Carruthers' Unity Mustangs. Currently 8-10 on the season. This is a team, though, that has won 5 out of their last 8 games. Made it to the championship of their own Mississippi Valley Invitational Tournament, where they almost beat Payson Seymour. They lost 47-45 and had an opportunity to win on the final possession of the ball game. They've had some wins over Canton, Missouri, had a nice showing against some other squads here in the area as well. Have played some other teams tough like Rushville Industry and Beardstown, and sometimes they just find themselves on the short end of the stick. This is a team led by some senior leadership in the way of Gavin Koenig, Ryle Duke. The talented guard in the backcourt is Cody Schaefer. And, of course, the big junior forward, Melvin McMillan, who has really started to find his way after a slow start. He's averaging double figures most nights. This is a big rounded roster. You've got the Caspery brothers shooting on the outside for you, and you've got some other nice role players who will fill in here on this Mustangs squad as well, like Nick Maynard coming off the bench, Ethan Voss, the talented offensive lineman on the football team who's taken up basketball this winter, and along with the freshman guard, Sawyer Allen, who will see some extended minutes here as well tonight. 8-10 are the Unity Mustangs as they get ready to set off against the Southeastern Suns, 16-3. Coming off the big super sectional appearance season last year where they were 30-5, they started out 14-0 this year before they ran into a little bit of trouble at the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. They failed to beat the eventual tournament champions, Eureka, in their first loss of the season, had to turn right around on a very short timeline and play against the Camp Point Central Panthers, and also lost that game in the fourth place finish at Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. Came back here just a little bit later and lost to Camp Point again on their own floor in a very close game, 39-33, that was tight all the way through. So the Suns have lost 3 of their last 5. They were able to beat West Prairie, and then they were, of course, able to pick up the big win last night against Illini West on Monday night to set themselves up. Everybody knows about the big man, the 6'8" forward, Danny Stevens, making his way to Mizzou next fall. But there are a lot of nice complementary pieces to this team. You talk about guys like Owen Rigg, who is first and foremost a defensive bulldog, but has really become a nice ball handler and a nice outside shooter for this Suns team. There are some kids like Aiden Akers who are going to get some minutes tonight, who are able to put down the ball as well. Also kids like Jesse Jackson, Josh Kaltenbach, Jarrett Van Beck, Garrett Hitz, who have we just seen here in the past few games, possibly coming off of an injury, and more on Brett Ufkes' squad, who are just a lot of fun to watch. These are the champions of the Beardstown tournament as they were able to defeat Winchester West Central in a final game that was really exciting and saw Danny Stevens score 52 points in the championship. We've got just about 4 minutes to go before we get you ready for game number 2 at the Hancock County Tournament. We'll step aside for a quick minute break, and when we come back, just a little bit more of pregame show here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show from the Hancock County Tournament.
Prairieland FS is a full-service agricultural supplier dedicated to providing high-quality products and services for the purpose of improving customer profitability. We're known for our customer service in and out of the fields. We are neighbors serving neighbors for over 100 years and promise to provide complete seed and application service to all our customers. Our trained energy specialists, along with our crop specialists, can help you take your business to the next level. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beers for us?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice-cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Need to clean up that grease trap or septic tank? Voss Pumping is the crew for you. Rusty Voss has experience pumping grease traps and septic tanks since 2001. Licensed in Illinois, call Rusty at 217-936-2520 or 217-242-7599. Voss Pumping wishes all of the teams good luck in this week's Hancock County Tournament. Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Locations in Pittsfield, Liberty, Hannibal, and more. Stop by for your next auto or home loan. See the guys at Great Rivers Bank and use that online application tool at greatriversbank.bank. Southeastern and Unity getting to square up here. Just wrapping up the warm-up sessions. They'll get ready for the national anthem and starting lineup introductions here as you're watching alongside for game number 2 of night number 2 of the Hancock County Tournament live here on Central Illinois Sports. We're going to step away for a quick break and let them get the national anthem out of the way. When we come back, it's basketball live here from Augusta Southeastern High School. Get ready to watch the Danny Stevens Show taking on the Unity Mustangs. Mustangs and Suns coming up here next. Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 217-572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded. Maliff Insurance and Financial Services is your trusted, independent insurance company when it comes to personal and commercial insurance. We are a full-service, independent insurance and financial firm with years of combined knowledge in auto, home and life insurance, along with farm, commercial property, and general business protection services. Get unbiased and objective advice and service from the same person you got your coverage from. Give us a call in Mendon at 217-936-3333 or in Carthage at 217-357-0022 for Maliff Insurance.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
National anthem is done. We're ready to go for high school basketball here tonight. It's going to be the Southeastern Suns taking on the Unity Mustangs. Let's get you the starting lineup for the 8 and 10 Unity Mustangs, led by Keith Carruthers. Starting lineup should look like this. At a senior guard, 6-foot senior, number 3 is going to be Ryle Duke. Starting at forward, the 6'4" junior is going to be number 25, Melvin McMillan. 5'10" senior guard wearing number 4 is Caleb Caspery. The 6'4" senior guard on the inside is number 10, Gavin Koenig. And the 5'11" junior guard, number 21, is Cody Schaefer. It'll be Caspery, Duke, Koenig, McMillan, and Schaefer for the 8 and 10 Unity Mustangs. For the 16 and 3 Southeastern Suns, Brett Ufkus in charge here tonight for the Suns roster. A 5'11" sophomore guard, number 0 is Griffin Tippy. 6-foot junior guard is number 3, Owen Rigg. Number 13 is the 6-foot junior guard, number 13, Carter Hitz. Number 23, of course, the 6'8" senior forward, number 23, Danny Stevens. And the 6'3" junior guard, number 24, Mason Fry. It'll be Tippy, Rigg, Hitz, Stevens, and Fry for the 16 and 3 Southeastern Suns. Brian Shoemaker bringing you action alongside here. Gavin Hilgenbrink running the camera and the particulars for us tonight. So glad you're all watching alongside here on Central Illinois Sports. Tell a friend, send a smoke signal, send a fax, give us a like and a subscribe. Tell everybody you know we've got high school basketball here live on Central Illinois Sports. Koenig and Stevens will step into the center circle here tonight for game number 2 of 2 in the Hancock County Tournament. Basketball goes into the hands of Fry. They'll quickly get it to Stevens. Basketball up to the top of the key. Fry almost lost it as they get it to Tippy on the left side. Stevens will get the basketball up near center circle, and now Ufka says, let's spread them out and see. One of the challenges every night for this Southeastern team is figuring out what defense they're going to run. Monday night we saw a box and one, as they had the one man, of course, on Danny Stevens, trailing him the whole time. If you've talked to Stevens at all, he'll tell you, I've seen about every defense I can, and we've tried to conquer them all. Stevens' 3 ball on the way is good from the right wing. That's how the scoring gets started. 3 points early for Danny Stevens. It's a 3-0 lead for Unity. 7:20 left here in the opening frame. Unity moves quickly now. McMillan with the basketball. Gets it up to Duke at the top of the key. Schaefer flashing on the baseline. Nothing there as they get it to Caspery on the right side. Now back up to Duke. Thought about the 3 ball. Hesitates as he's guarded by Stevens. Caleb Caspery wears number 4. Carter Caspery wears number 2. If you hear a lot of Casperys tonight. Caspery 3 ball is up on the way. He'll knot it back up at 3. Caleb Caspery from downtown is at 6:50 left to go here in the opening quarter. Danny Stevens slowly walks things up here. It's a little bit of a zone look now from Mendon. Rigg now with the basketball. Gets it over to Tippy. The sophomore drives in, stops and pops from the free throw line. Off the back of the iron, no good. Stevens flies in to get the rebound. Second chance opportunity here for Southeastern. They get it to Stevens, guarded by Duke. Clips it into the lane. Quickly to Tippy, now to Rigg. He drives right side, nothing there. Suns, nice ball movement here early. Stop and pop from the free throw line for Stevens. In and out of the rim, no good. And here comes Schaefer now. 6:20 to go. Gets it down quickly to McMillan. McMillan up and under the basket. It's good for Melvin McMillan. Give him his first 2 of the night. And it's a 5-3 lead for Unity. 6:11 to go here in the opening frame. Stevens takes it across the timeline. He had 31 the other night in the win against Illini West. Rigg with the basketball now, guarded out by Caspery. A little bit of a matchup zone here for the Mustangs. Tippy now with it. They're going to try and push him to the right side. They get it now over to Rigg. Now down to the corners, Fry. Here comes a flashing Stevens. Nothing there that time. 5:45 to go in the opening quarter. Down to the corner, this is Hitz. He'll take a 3-ball from the right corner, and it's good. We saw lots of threes in the first game. Are we going to see him again? As it's a 6-5 lead here for Southeastern. Schaefer with the basketball, guarded out by Hitz. It's a man-to-man look from Southeastern this time down the court. Schaefer with it. Over to Caspery. He's already knocked down the first triple of the night for Unity. Koenig up with it now, guarded by Fry. Fry gets his hands on it and knocks it out of bounds, and they say that'll go off of Gavin Koenig. So it'll be Southeastern basketball. Fry just able to reach in and knocked it off of Koenig, and it rolled out of bounds. 5:17 left to go here in the first quarter. Stevens will take it up again. He'll meet Caleb Caspery now. They get it to Rigg. Rigg drives around the free throw line. Doesn't like what he saw there. Tippy to Rigg as it's a little weave and go here for Southeastern. Hitz thought about a 3 again. Steps in from about 17 feet. A nice shot from Carter Hitz. He's got 5 quick points, and now it's an 8-5 lead for Southeastern. We tell you those threes are fun, kids, but if you can knock down those 2-foot jumpers, you're going to win a lot of ball games. But hey, 3-ball doesn't hurt either from Melvin McMillan. It's 8-8 now. Another tie here in the ball game. 4:40 to go in the opening frame. It's been a fun 4 minutes either way. Rigg with the basketball. Tosses it now over to Tippy. He's got to reach up high for it as they get it to Fry in the corner. Back up top of the key. Rigg 3-ball is off the back of the iron. No good. Stevens able to get a hand and a rebound on it. Tries tossing it to Hitz. It goes through his hands and into the Unity cheerleaders. As Abby Brewer couldn't get a catch on it either. It's out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs basketball with 4:25 to go here in the opening quarter. Schaefer will slowly bring it across the timeline. Gets it over to McMillan on the wing. He's guarded by Fry. Schaefer now with it. Takes a pick from McMillan. Nothing there on the pick and roll opportunity. They get it to Caspery at the short corner. Spin move. Nothing there. Out to Gavin Koenig. He'll drive baseline against Stevens. Nice move from Koenig. And he'll take it up for 2. It's a 10-8 lead on the driving layup for Gavin Koenig. Stevens with it now over to Rigg. They'll trade places now as they get it over to Tippy on the left side. Tippy drives in, stops in top of the key, and they've got to kick it around. Fry trying to wait at the short corner. Get it now to Fry, little short corner jumper, and that's an easy shot to make for Mason Fry. Give him 2 points, and we're tied back up at 10 here in the first quarter. 3:35 to go. It's been a fun 5 minutes of basketball so far. Schaefer with it against Tippy. Drives in now, tries to get it to McMillan. You'll see subs for Southeastern coming in on the next dead ball. Caspery drives in, gets it to Koenig. He'll try another one from the left side. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by McMillan. He gets his own basket, tip in. 2 more for Melvin McMillan. It's a 12-10 lead for Unity. McMillan with 7 points already here in the early going. Carter Hitz has 5 for Southeastern. 3 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. Tippy with it, gets it down to Hitz. They're on the right side. Stevens flashing and working in the lane against McMillan. Ball gets almost thrown away, and it almost does, and now it does as Caspery gets it. Here comes Caspery driving into the lane, up off the rim, no good. Rebound's going to come to Mason Fry. Mustangs can't convert on the turnover that time. Hitz will bring it across the time stripe, 2:40 to go. Gets it over to Rigg on the right side. Fry at the short corner. Stevens over on the right wing. Stevens now with it, stops and pops from 3, and that's a nice shot for Danny Stevens. He makes it look easy, but that's a lot of work, folks. 13-12 lead for Southeastern, 2:20 to go. Stevens has 6 already. Mustangs working all across the perimeter. Schaefer trying to flash in against Hitz, nothing there. They cross-court pass to Duke on the right wing. McMillan comes over to set the pick. Duke drove the dribble, 2:08 to go. Cross-court pass back to Caspery, to Koenig in the corner. Off the back of the rim, no good. Fight's going to go up high for the rebound. 3 guys go at it. Goes off of everybody's hands. And the officials say that'll stay Mustangs basketball. Jesse Johnson's going to check in the ball game, a 5'10 junior guard wearing number 22. Along with number 25, that's Aiden Akers, the 6-foot sophomore forward. Schaefer, the inbounds man. On the left side, here's they get it to McMillan. McMillan stops in the lane, kicks it back out. Mick Maynard checked into the ball game too for Unity. The 5'11 senior guard wearing number 11. Rebound no good. Here comes Stevens. Stevens with a little Euro step and the dribble in. 2 more for Stevens. Give him 8 on the night. It's a 15-12 lead for Southeastern. Maynard with the basketball now. Drives in, gives it now to Duke on the baseline. Kicks it back over. Cross-court pass. Akers gets a hand on it. And Akers is going to try and fight it away from Koenig. Koenig able to get it back from him. Here comes Unity back on the attack. Goes through the hands of Schaefer and now goes into the hands of Tippy. Turnover for the Mustangs. 1:23 to go. Stevens with a pass that Rigg had a little bit of trouble with. Now they get it to Stevens. A long 3-ball from Stevens off the front of the rim. No good. Tippy able to get on it. Throws it back into the hands of Nick Maynard. Here comes Unity. Maynard was trying to find Schaefer. Stevens decided to close back out on Schaefer and took away that opportunity, and Maynard lost it out of bounds. Nowhere to go for Nick Maynard on the play. Josh Kaltenbach will check in for the first time for Augusta Southeastern, the 6'1 senior forward. We saw him knock down a big 3 Monday night for the Suns when they desperately needed it in the second half. 1:08 to go here in the first quarter. Suns lead by 3 as Stevens will walk the basketball across the timeline. He's got 8 points already for this Suns offense. 58 seconds to go as Rigg tosses it over to Johnson. Jesse Johnson, 3-ball, nothing there. Not a great look, and now Duke comes down with it. Pushes it up to Schaefer. Mustangs have numbers. They get it to Mick Maynard with the left hand. Nice transition bucket for the Mustangs. It's a 15-14 lead for the Suns with 42 seconds left to go. Unity's got some guys in the scoring column here early and looked good doing it. Johnson with the basketball now as he works it around the perimeter to Rigg. Rigg drives in, stops and pops from 16 feet off the rim. Nothing there. Kaltenbach's got to try and fight to get it. Gets it to Koenig, though, instead. Here come the Mustangs. Maynard with it. Cross-court pass to Schaefer. Can't find Schaefer, but he gets it to McMillan. Now to Koenig. 18 seconds left to go here in the opening frame. Now to Schaefer. Schaefer worked against Jesse Johnson. Now back to Maynard in the corner. He's guarded by Stevens. Cross-court pass to McMillan. Now to Koenig in the corner. Koenig tries to go baseline. He's going to know where to go, and he's going to pick up the foul, though, as he's able to draw the body contact underneath the basket. First foul of the game against the Suns. As you're going to see Caleb Caspery check back in. The foul goes against Aiden Akers. It'll be his first. Schaefer will sit down as Caspery comes back into the basketball game. Unity basketball, 6 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Duke throws it off the back of Kaltenbach and picks it up. Now gets it to Maynard. Maynard 3-ball in the way. Air ball there. Kaltenbach picks it up, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. Suns beat by 1. It's 15-14 over the Unity Mustangs. We'll come back with second quarter play-by-play here in 1 minute.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cards and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 217-572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded. Danny Stevens has 8. Melvin McMillan has 7 as we get ready for the start of the second quarter here. It'll be Mustangs basketball to pick up the second frame. We remind you, Jack, John, Charlie, and the rest of the gang are down at the Winchester Invitational Tournament as North Green's taking on Carrollton right now in consolation quarterfinal action. Griggsville Perry will take on Winchester West Central in the championship quarterfinal coming up scheduled for 8:30. They got started about 15 minutes late last night. Duke 3-ball to kick off the second quarter is no good. Fight for the rebound. Hitz tried to get his hands on it. Now it's a loose ball, and everybody's on the floor for it. And now it looks like Hitz was able to come up with it somehow, and they gets it to Tippy. And that'll be a foul against the Mustangs on the loose ball try. Duke will come up with the foul. That's going to be his first, team first of the evening. And it'll be Southeastern basketball. For those of you that are wondering, we're going to adjust the name of Southeastern here on the screen so it's a little easier to see the score. And there you go. Suns with the basketball now as Tippy tries to get it back around. They work it around to Rigg on the right side. It's no good off the rim. Fight for the rebound comes in the hands of Danny Stevens. He works in the post against Koenig. Shot no good. It gets rebounded here by McMillan. Mustangs want to run now with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Schaefer with the basketball, guarded by Rigg. They'll pull it back out to the volleyball line and work it around. Casper tries to go baseline, can't get his hands on it before his feet started moving, and now he gets caught in double trouble. But he's going to get bailed out on the Southeastern foul. Foul's going to go against Carter Hitz. That's his first, team second of the half for Southeastern. Only one foul called in the first quarter, and now we've just had a couple here to start the second. 6:53 left to go here in the second quarter on Central Illinois Sports as Duke has it, now gets it into Koenig, guarded by Mason Fry. Turns around, gets his front to the basket, and now Gavin Koenig knocks it in for two. And now the Mustangs have a lead, 16-15 with 6:40 left to go here. Stevens will bring it across the timeline. Gets it now over to Rigg, over to Fry now at the volleyball line. Stevens works his way to the top here at the free throw line. Turns around, jumper no good, rebounded by Schaefer. 6:25 left to go, here comes Unity. Casper on the right side, Koenig wanted it in the post, couldn't get anything down to him. Now back to Casper, Schaefer to Duke. Koenig now at the far block, and they get it to Casper. Koenig working inside, McMillan on the outside. These two 6'4" forwards for Unity. Into Koenig, a nice little hesitation move, gets around, hits, and he puts it in for a quick two. It's an 18-15 lead for the Mustangs. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been a fun one so far. Rigg now with the basketball. Zone defense look here with a little bit of a man-to-man matchup as they keep a close eye on Danny Stevens. Schaefer, the man chasing him down right now. They'll let Fry take the three ball. It's in and out, no good, and rebounded by Duke. Tried to get it to Schaefer on the outlet pass. Went off the body of Stevens, and they say it'll still be Mustangs basketball. Ethan Voss is going to check in for the first time tonight. The 6'1" junior forward wearing number 34. Akers and Kaltenbach check back in here for Southeastern with 5:40 to go. Mustangs have 3/4 of the length to go here as they lead by 3. Nice crowd here tonight at Southeastern High School for night number 2 of 3 of the Hancock County Tournament. Voss with it, gets it now up to Casper at the volleyball line, works it over to Koenig. Koenig thought about the three, stops, pops, gets challenged by Stevens. McMillan able to get the rebound though, and McMillan picks up the foul and puts it in for 2. And Melvin McMillan will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play try. Foul's going to go against Griffin Tippy. That's going to be his first personal. Team third of the night here against Southeastern. As McMillan's free throw is no good and rebounded by Akers. McMillan's already got 9 of the Mustangs' 20 points tonight. Koenig's already got 6. And if you're Keith Carruthers, that's probably exactly what you wanted to do, was establish that inside presence tonight with your 2 bigs. Akers with the basketball, gets it back out to Stevens, guarded by Schaefer. 5 minutes left to go here in the third as they get it to Tippy at the free throw line. Akers drives sideline, can't get anything now. Picked back up by Tippy. 3 ball on the way, in and out, no good. Stevens able to get the big rebound. He's going to go up. He can't finish on the play. Loose ball goes to the hands of Ethan Voss. He pushes down to Schaefer. Mustangs don't have numbers, but Schaefer doesn't care. He'll go up and draw the foul, and Cody Schaefer will go to the free throw line. And the Mustangs fans liking what they're seeing out of this squad so far. Foul's going to go against number 3. That's going to be Owen Rigg. That's his first personal foul. Team number 4 against Southeastern as Schaefer goes to the free throw line. First one's up and good for Cody Schaefer. Hitz is going to check back into the basketball game for Southeastern. Duke comes in for the Mustangs. Tippy will sit down along with Melvin McMillan. It's a 21-15 lead here for Unity with 4:48 left to go in the ball game. Second shot up by Schaefer is in and good. Give him both free throws. And it's a 22-15 lead. Schaefer's got his first 2 points of the basketball game. Stevens walks it slowly across the SHS here in the middle of Southeastern High School Gymnasium. Over to Rigg now, hits at the free throw line. They'll get him the basketball to try and work at the middle. They give it back out to Akers. 3 ball from Akers off the back of the rim, and now rebounded by Koenig. Outlet pass to Schaefer, but he got shut off by Rigg before he could get a real sprint down the floor, and the Mustangs will walk the basketball up here with 4:23 left to go in the first half. Duke with it now over to Schaefer. Schaefer now trying to find Koenig. He can't get it. Nice job defensively from Kaltenbach, who's got a big challenge there trying to get down the 6'4" man in Koenig. They get the end-pounds pass now to Koenig. Nice job dropping it in from Ethan Voss, and it's a 24-15 ball game. Mustangs are up by 9 with 3:54 to go, and Brett Ufkus wants a timeout. We'll take it 2. It's a 9-point lead for the Mustangs. 3:58 to go. You're watching it all live here on Central Illinois Sports.
It's Sleep Tight's biggest sale of the year. Get a king for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. You heard me right. It's king for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. And as always, free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old mattress. Better bed, less money? You bet. It's Sleep Tight's king for the price of a queen and queen for the price of a twin. Going on now at Sleep Tight, Quincy, Jacksonville, and Macomb.
Better bed, less money. Sleep Tight.
Sleep Tight.
The Daily Grind in Mendon is your newest spot for delicious drinks 7 days a week. Coffee, lattes, lotus drinks, and smoothies are all available. Tempt your taste buds with our new Magic Wand Lotus drink. Look for the flags on the west side of Mendon. Open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 6 to 5 on Sundays. Find us on Facebook for a full menu and more. That's the Daily Grind, located in Mendon. Back out of the Suns' timeout as Ethan Voss was able to drop a nice dime into Gavin Koenig to give the Mustangs a 9-point lead here with 3:58 left to go in the first half. Stevens with the basketballs. He gives it up to Hitz now at the volleyball line. We'll see how the Suns answer what's been a nice little run here from the Mustangs so far. They get it to Akers at the elbow. Now into Stevens. Stevens drives into triple coverage. Nothing there as they get it out to Hitz on the right side. They'll dribble it back out and reset. They want to get it into the short corner as Kaltenbach's there. Now they do, and here comes Stevens flashing down to the block. This was a play that worked really well for him the other night against Illini West, as now they get the basketball up to Stevens on the right wing. Mustangs fans liking the defensive effort here so far. Back up to Hitz now at the top of the key. 3:20 to go left, and now Duke's able to get a hand on it, and it goes out of bounds, but a nice hustle play from Ryle Duke. The senior leader throwing his body onto the floor as now Mason Fry and Tippy are going to come back in. You'll see Akers take a seat along with Josh Kaltenbach. It's Suns basketball after the hustle play from Duke, who winced just a little bit, but he is one tough cat. Suns offense will reset as Tippy with it now kicks it over to Rigg on the left side. He's guarded out by Schaefer. Suns working around the perimeter. Hitz tries to flash in the block. Nothing there. They try to get into Stevens at the free throw line and tipped away from McMillan, and the Suns will be able to reset. They get it now down to Hitz. Double team now as Stevens tried to get in the block, and Hitz took a 3-ball, nothing there, and here come the Mustangs. Caleb Caspery with it. He tries to get it to McMillan, but just a little too behind on the pass, and Fry able to get it. A turnover for the Mustangs. Stevens with it now. He's got room to run, and now they say it'll be a foul on the floor, as it looks like it's going to be a Mustangs foul. Foul's going to go up against McMillan. They say a little bit of body shoving there. That'll be McMillan's first, team second of the half for the Mustangs. Jesse Johnson will check back in. Owen Rigg will take a seat with 2:43 left to go here in the second quarter. Johnson, the inbounds man. Tippy swung around to the right side, nothing there, and they'll outlet back to Stevens back on the right wing. He's guarded up by Caleb Caspery now. Over to Tippy now. Back up here, the top of the key is Hitz. We saw Hitz knock down a few threes Monday night, and he's already knocked one down tonight. Now down in the corner to Johnson. Duke closes in on him quickly. They get it back out to Hitz. 2:20 left to go here as the Suns try to slow things down just a little bit. They work it now into Stevens inside. He goes around McMillan up against Ethan Voss. Off the backboard and no good, and here comes Duke. Duke with the basketball gets it now to Schaefer. He goes up and gets fouled as Mason Fry got the body contact on him. Schaefer will go to the free throw line, and Fry's going to pick up the foul. Fifth foul of the half against the Suns. First of the half against Mason Fry as Cody Schaefer goes to the free throw line. He's got 2 points of the night. First one's up and no good for Schaefer. Nick Maynard's going to check back into the basketball game along with Gavin Koenig as Caleb Caspery and Ethan Voss take a seat after a nice few minutes for the Mustangs boys. Schaefer on the line going for the second one. Second one's up and good. It's a 10-point lead for Unity. 25-15, 2:06 left to go here in the second quarter. Stevens dribbles the ball across the time stripe, gives it now to Tippy at the volleyball line, guarded by Nick Maynard. 1:55 to go. Johnson with it now. Stevens with it, trying to get some separation there, and he tips it over now to Tippy in the corner, now to Hitz. Hitz guarded by Duke tightly in the corner. Rigg will check in on the next dead ball. And now it gets stolen away. Here come the Mustangs. It's Schaefer. Schaefer with 2 big stops, and now Johnson's going to get his hands on him to stop it. Johnson will pick up the foul. Schaefer's going to go to the free throw line. Schaefer goes to the free throw line. It's the first foul of the night, I believe, for Mason Fry. As Schaefer gets the first free throw up and good, it's an 11-point lead. As Owen Rigg will come back into the ball game, Jesse Johnson will take a seat, 26-15. And now they get Johnson's foul up on the board. That was his first. Schaefer's second free throw up and good. Make it a 27-15 lead for Unity. Melvin McMillan's got 9. Gavin Koenig's got 8 of those 27 points here for the Mustangs, and Cody Schaefer just got 2 more free throws in. 1:26 to go. We'll try and break it down for you here coming up on the Little Jess halftime show. Suns working around slowly on this offense. Danny Stevens drives in. Nice little move between 2 defenders. Stevens goes up. Can't convert on the shot attempt, but he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Gavin Koenig for the Mustangs. Third of the half against Unity. As Stevens goes to the free throw line. He got 8 points early. He's been quiet here, though, for the rest of the first half as he misses the first free throw, something you don't see too often out of the 6'8 forward. Second one's up. Second one's also no good, and McMillan comes down with it. 1:12 left to go here in the first half. Schaefer crosses the timeline, tries to hesitate against Tippy, nothing there, and he'll drive to the right side. Schaefer goes all the way in, up off the backboard, no good, and it comes down to Hitz. 1 minute left to go here in the first half. This has been a fun one. Basketball now down to Hitz in the corner. Stevens trying to work the block against McMillan. Nothing there this time, and they'll reset and work it to the left as Rigg with the basketball now, guarded by Maynard. Maynard trying to close off the right lane. 38 seconds left to go. Tippy with it now, stops at the right elbow, off the side of the rim, no good. Stevens comes down with it. He'll go up and he'll get fouled by Maynard. And Danny Stevens will head back to the free throw line for 2 more tries. Fourth foul of the half against the Unity Mustangs. First of the game against Nick Maynard. Danny Stevens heads back to the free throw line. Just saw 2 misses in a row. As he gets the first one, probably count how many times that's happened on your hand in quite a while. Very reliable free throw shooter, knocks down the first. He's got 9 points on the night now. Second one up from number 23 is good. Make it a 27-17 ball game. It's a 10-point deficit again. Suns will get the basketball to start the third quarter, barring a tie-up or another change of possession here as Nick Maynard's going to walk it across the timeline. Back out to Duke in the far corner, guarded by Tippy. Cross-court pass now over to Schaefer. Now they get it to Koenig. Mustangs working far back along from the basket here right now. Duke guarded by Tippy. Picks it up with 13 seconds. He's got to get rid of it. Schaefer is able to get the release foul for him. 10 seconds to go here in the half. Now over to Duke. McMillan trying to flash high. What they wanted to do didn't happen there. 3 seconds. Somebody's got to get a shot off. It's going to be Nick Maynard. And that one falls short. And we've reached the Little Jess halftime break. Unity leads Southeastern 27-17. We're going to break it all down for you coming up on the Little Jess halftime show. Coming up here in 2 minutes on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. The road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Your local dairy farmers remind you there are 13 ways milk can help your body. Just 1 serving of milk each day provides 25% of the body's daily needs for calcium to maintain strong bones and teeth, and 16% of your daily needs of protein to help build and repair muscle tissue. Milk, it does a body good. Get yours next summer at the Adams County Fair Milkshake Stand. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 217-572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded. KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at navurealestate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo. Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Little Jess in Quincy, Illinois, the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy. It is a 27-17 lead for the Unity Mustangs here at the Hancock County Tournament on the campus of Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Melvin McMillan, Gavin Koenig each have 9 points for the Mustangs here in the first half. Cody Schaefer's got 3. Nick Maynard's got 2. On the other side for the Southeastern Suns, Danny Stevens has 10 points. Carter Hitz has 5. And Mason Fry has 2 to round out their 17 points. It has been a very interesting ball game here as a lot of the early shots for the Suns that normally would fall just haven't started to fall yet here. For the Mustangs, everything's gone right, and this team's been able to get out in transition, get some transition points, and work the basketball into the 2-6-4 forwards, which has got to be part of Keith Carruthers' plan here this evening. It's a 27-17 lead for the Unity Mustangs over the Southeastern Suns. Watching live on Central Illinois Sports, we remind you Jack, John, Charlie, and the rest of the guys are over at Winchester tonight, getting ready for the big championship quarterfinal game between Winchester West Central and Griggsville Perry. That is slated to schedule to tip off sometime around 8:30. We'll see how they go. They were just about 10 to 15 minutes behind last night on the start of the last quarterfinal. It's a 10-point lead for the Mustangs. We're going to step away and tell you about some of the wonderful sponsors who have brought us here to the Hancock County Tournament. When we come back, we'll get you primed for second half action between the Mustangs and the Suns here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask Caleb Vandevelli, Pat Vandevelli, or Chris Dorsey with B&P Insurance Agency in Pittsfield, Winchester, or Bluffs if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Prairieland FS is a full-service agricultural supplier dedicated to providing high-quality products and services for the purpose of improving customer profitability. We're known for our customer service in and out of the fields. We are neighbors serving neighbors for over 100 years and promise to provide complete seed and application service to all our customers. Our trained energy specialists, along with our crop specialists, can help you take your business to the next level. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show, where the Unity Mustangs lead the Southeastern Suns 27-17 here at the halftime break. Both of these teams will come back on Friday night to round up the tournament play. Unity is scheduled to take on Illini West at 6 o'clock. Southeastern is scheduled to take on West Hancock coming up on the championship nightcap at 7:30. We'll award all tournament honors and, of course, our championship trophies to the teams that evening. But it's been a fun, interesting one here so far, as Unity's got a 10-point lead and looked pretty darn good doing it. But we know this Southeastern team is resilient and has rallied back before. We've seen them trail Beardstown by 7 at halftime. We've seen them trail some other teams at the half. Things were a little bit slow at the start against Illini West, as we were tied at 19 on Monday night, before Griffin Tippie really got a hot hand, and then Danny Stevens was able to start taking over as the Suns players were starting to make some shots and allow Danny to get a little more freedom inside to work around with the basketball. We've got 2 minutes left to go here in the halftime break. We're going to step aside. We'll take one last look at some of our sponsors here as we'll get ready to bring you second half action between the Mustangs and the Suns coming up on Central Illinois Sports.
Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies, or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Getting ready to come back to second half action here. It'll be Suns basketball to begin the third quarter. Looks like all 5 starters for Southeastern will take the court to begin the second half, along with the same starting 5 for Unity, as we'll get ready to rock and roll here. Brett Ufkus gets all hands in, gives everybody a high five, and says it's time to play basketball here. Suns basketball to start the third frame here, as Riggs going to take it out. He'll be the inbound man to get it quickly to Danny Stevens. Suns just used 1 timeout in the first half. Mustangs used none, so we've got plenty of breaks here to go. So stick around, get settled in, get your bag of popcorn. You're watching it live here on Central Illinois Sports as they get the basketball now into Rigg on the right side. Suns working slowly to start things off here in the third. They get it now back up to Fry at the volleyball line over on the left side to Tippie. Tippie now gets it to Stevens. Now a quick pass into Hitz. Hitz gets it now baseline over to Rigg. Nothing there as they work it back up top of the key. And now Stevens has got it. They work it now down into Rigg. Fry at the free throw line. Now to Stevens. Stevens penetrates in, gets through 3-4 defenders. Nice move for Danny Stevens. That's just tough to stop. And it's a 27-19 lead. Stevens now has 12 points on the evening. They get it now down into Caleb Casper, excuse me. He doesn't have anything at the block, kicks it back out to Duke. Cross-court pass over to McMillan. He's had 9 points in the first half. Caleb Casper now with it. Picks up the basketball, gets it now over to McMillan on the right side. Now they find Koenig in, and he's going to get the foul from Fry as Koenig stopped. Fry didn't. Knocks Koenig over, and Fry will pick up the foul. First foul of the second half for Southeastern. Second foul of the ball game for Mason Fry. It'll be Mustangs basketball out of bounds as Duke will be the inbound man. 6:55 left to go here in the third quarter after the long possession from Southeastern. Schaefer three ball is up and knock it down for Cody Schaefer. Schaefer's got 6. And the Mustangs have an 11-point lead again here with 6:44 on the quick possession. Stevens brings it across, gets it now to Rigg. Stevens on the weak side. Fry at the volleyball line with the basketball. Tippy at the free throw line. They switch places. Hits now, works it in at the block. Gets bodied up, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Fry in the left wing. Now back up to Tippy, and the Suns will try and reset with Stevens at the volleyball line. Hits now with the low block. Cross-court pass over to Tippy on the right wing. Gets it now in. It's a little cat and mouse here, back and forth but passing from the Suns, and now Stevens will reset back out at center court with 6:11 to go. A little quiet passing now as Rigg will take a three ball. His shot goes no good. Fight for the rebound comes down into the hands of Hitz. Second chance opportunity that the Mustangs really needed to shut that down. They get it now to Tippy. Kick out to Fry. Fry three ball in and out, no good. And now McMillan tried to get it, couldn't get his hands on it, and Tippy came up with it. Tippy will get the extra 2 points, make it a 30-21 game. Tippy gets his first 2 points of the evening for the Suns. 5:35 left to go. Koenig with it now. Dribbles around, almost gets it lost now. Schaefer able to pick it up. He's got to get out of that corner. Kicks it cross court to Duke, now into Caspery. Caspery three ball from the left corner, no good. Schaefer came flying in for it. It flew off of his hands into Stevens, and Stevens will pick up the foul against Carter Caspery. Caspery will pick up the foul. That's the first for Carter Caspery. Akers will check back in. He'll sit down Mason Fry with 5:20 to go. It's Southeastern basketball. Stevens with it, kicks it over to Rigg now. Akers with it, quickly around at the top of the key. Little give and go as the Suns starting to work here at the free throw line and then kick things back out, and they trade a little places. Because now they kick it out. Rigg thought about the three ball, didn't like it. They get it to Stevens at the free throw line. He gets triple teamed, kicks it back out. So it's a lot of working the basketball into Danny inside. He works it down, gets double teamed, and they kick out for the potential open shot. Duke and Schaefer close in on Stevens. He gets a pick from Tippy. Stevens steps out from 18, nothing there, and now it's going to be Caspery with the rebound. Here come the Mustangs to Schaefer. Schaefer kicks it in strong, goes up against Tippy off the glass, nothing there. And now the ball comes into Owen Rigg's hands. 4:34 to go. It's a 30-21 lead for the Mustangs. Into Aiden Akers, now out to Rigg on the far corner. Rigg kicks it into Stevens in the short corner, and they say that'll go off the hands of Stevens. It'll be a Mustangs basketball. 4:23 to go. Mustangs will look to take the turnover and convert it into points here with 4:20 to go here in the third quarter. Cougars and the Tornadoes will be tipping off in championship quarterfinal action shortly over at Winchester. We'll have that for you too. Jack, John, and Charlie are on the call starting at 8:30. Basketball gets loose, knocked out of Duke's hands. Mustangs thought they had a hand on it, tried to get the timeout, couldn't get it. Officials say it'll be a jump ball and the possession will remain with Unity. 4:05 left to go here in the third on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. It's a 30-21 lead for Unity. Duke the inbounds man. Schaefer flashes out to the far corner. Now they get it to McMillan. He was the last man to sneak in on the block. Quick pass from Duke to McMillan, and now it's a 32-21 lead with 3:58 to go. Akers with it at the volleyball line. Tippy at the free throw line as they trade paces, and Stevens comes in now. They'll switch around. Stevens with it, three ball on the right wing. Danny Stevens off the back of the iron, no good. High rebound, fell into the hands of Southeastern. They'll get it to Stevens again. Tries to go against McMillan, nothing there. Another three ball in the corner from Danny Stevens. Stop him once, but you won't stop him twice. Stevens knocks it down. He's got 15 on the night. It's a 32-24 lead for Unity. McMillan drives into the baseline, gets met up with Akers. Ball will go off the hands of Aiden Akers, and it'll stay Unity basketball under their own basket with 3:24 to go here in the third. Ball comes inbound to Schaefer here. Koenig at the free throw line wanted it. Couldn't get it to him. They'll get it to Duke. Now to Caspery. Koenig fighting against Danny Stevens inside, trying to get some position. Nothing there. And the Mustangs will reset. Schaefer with it. Kicks it over to Caspery. Caspery now with it over to Duke. Duke cross-court pass, long pass over to Schaefer. Now gets it into Koenig. He's up against Tippy. Gets his front to the basket. Can't get anything there. Kicks it back out. Nice defense from Griffin Tippy. Caspery drives in, back out to Duke. It's 2:50, and the Mustangs will be content to just reset here and give it another try. Caspery wanted to pick up, thought he was going to get the pick from Schaefer. Now a backdoor cut from Koenig, and it gets blocked by Stevens. Mustangs got the play they wanted. The backdoor cut from Koenig, got the pass from McMillan, but Stevens was there to get his paw on it and knocks it out of bounds, and it's Mustangs ball again. 2:36 to go. 32-24 lead for the Mustangs here on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Pass comes into McMillan. He'll take a stop and pop from 18. Off the rim, rattles around, nothing there, and it'll fall in the hands of Stevens. Suns bring it across the time stripe now. They're trying to cut back into this lead. They trailed by as many as 13 in the first half. Rigg with it now. He brings it back to center court. They get it over to Akers on the far side, guarded by Schaefer. Suns being patient now, and Brett Ufka says he'll take the timeout. We'll take it too. Unity leads Southeastern 32-24, 2:08 to left to go here in the third. We're back in 30 seconds.
KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at navurealestate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo.
Southeastern took the timeout, trying to get things reset with 2:08 left to go here in the third. Mustangs up 32-24. Akers will be the inbound man. He'll take it out in front of the Suns faithful on the far side of the court as he tosses it into Stevens. Stevens guarded by Caspery. And the Suns offense gets into motion. They get it to Rigg now at the free throw line, back out to Tippy. It's a quick toss from the free throw line to the top of the key as guys swap in and out there on the elbows. Back to Akers now, a quick pass out. Rigg works against Caspery now back in the backcourt. Back to Akers on the left side. They get it to Hitz in the short corner, trying to get it to Stevens now, who's battling up against McMillan. Nice pass from Danny Stevens. Finds a cutting Griffin Tippy off the double team. And it's 32-26 here with 1:30 left to go. Schaefer with the basketball now gets it to Duke. Mustangs work it around the perimeter. Everybody outside. McMillan now working into the paint area. Schaefer guarded by Hitz, kicks it back out to Duke, and the Mustangs will reset with 1:13 to go. McMillan tried to get a hand on it, tried to get it to Schaefer, and Rigg was able to poke his hand into the passing lane, but the Mustangs will come back up with it. 1 minute left to go here in the third. Duke with the basketball guarded out by Hitz, looking for a count. Now Akers tries to get his hands on it and does. It's a steal for the Suns, and now they get it to Stevens. And Caspery will pick up the foul. Second foul of the half for the Mustangs as Ethan Voss will check back in. First foul of the game against Caleb Caspery is Gavin Koenig, or second against Caspery, as Koenig will sit down. 51 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It's been a very interesting ball game all the way around. And a very interesting third quarter. A little bit of perspiration, and Danny Stevens cleaning that up. Young man not afraid to do much of anything around here. He'll go score 30 points and get things cleaned up on the floor for you. It was 27-17 here at half. It's 32-26 right now. Suns with the basketball. They would get it to start the fourth quarter after the jump ball we had earlier. Rigg with the basketball on the right side. Tippy flashing over to the left. They get it to Akers and whip it around to Tippy. Mustangs in the zone there, still trailing Stevens with the man. That's Caspery. Stevens stops and pulls up, and that's another pretty shot from Danny Stevens. It's a 32-28 ball game. 26 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Voss with it now, guarded by Stevens. Voss tries to dribble around, goes into the hands of Tippy. He loses it now. Turnover Mustang. Stevens trying to go with it. Ran into Duke, and they say that'll go off the hands of Caleb Caspery. Out of bounds, it'll remain Suns basketball with 12 seconds to go. Rigg will be the inbound man. To Stevens with 10. Guarded by Schaefer. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. 5. Rigg over to Tippy. 4, 3, 2 seconds. 1 second. Stevens is going to pull up and take it. And it's off the iron and over the backboard and no good. We've reached the fourth quarter. It's a 32-28 lead for Southeastern. We'll be back with fourth quarter play-by-play here in 1 minute.
New year, new closet. From basics to outerwear, bottoms, and dresses, we have your next outfit waiting here at 3 Keys Collection, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL. You can shop with us online at 3keyscollection.com, or you can pop in our shop anytime in Nauvoo, Illinois. We opened our shop to support these 3 little keys and have loved every single minute of it. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to follow our journey with new arrivals weekly.
KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at NauvooRealEstate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo.
Suns have cut into the halftime deficit. It's now a 4-point basketball game. Unity leads Southeastern 32-28 here in game number 4 of the Hancock County Tournament at Southeastern High School. Brian Shoemaker, Gavin Hilgenbrink bringing you tonight's ball game here on Central Illinois Sports, as the Suns will get the basketball here to begin the fourth quarter, as Rigg's going to inbound to Danny Stevens. Stevens with 17 points on the night to lead the Suns. Melvin McMillan's got 11 to help lead the Mustangs' effort. Koenig's going to check back in for Unity coming up on the next dead ball. Rigg with the basketball. Kicks it now over. Duke tries to get his hands in it. Got his hand in the passing lane, and they say that's going to go off the hands of Danny Stevens on the last second. It'll be a Unity basketball. Caspery checks back in along with Gavin Koenig at the 7:40 mark here left in the basketball game. Ryle Dukes had a couple of big hustle plays here, not afraid to throw himself into harm's way on the side of the court. As now Brett Ufkus will work his turn on the towel. They'll throw Duke over on the far side of the scorer's table for the inbounds, as Schaefer will bring it across the timeline. McMillan out with it, guarded by Akers on the left wing. Duke sprinting up to get it back at midcourt. Aiden Akers is really fast and really quick and able to get his hands in the passing lane, and now Keith Carruthers wants to talk it out. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it too. We're right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Need to clean up that grease trap or septic tank? Voss Pumping is the crew for you. Rusty Voss has experience pumping grease traps and septic tanks since 2001. Licensed in Illinois, call Rusty at 217-936-2520 or 217-242-7599. Voss Pumping wishes all of the teams good luck in this week's Hancock County Tournament.
Mustangs took the timeout. They try to reset here as it's a 32-28 lead, and it's been all Suns here. In the second half, it was a 27-17 game at halftime, with the Mustangs looking at a little bit of command. McMillan now with the basketball. Tries to find Koenig, doesn't get anywhere, and now Duke's going to have to try and throw it in bounds. It'll be a backcourt violation. Tippy was able to get a little bit of a body throw there. And no call. Nice little clever play from the sophomore, as it'll be Southeastern basketball on their own side of the court with 7:15 to go here in the ball game. Stevens with the basketball now. He'll give it up to Tippy. Nice crowd here filed in tonight at Southeastern High School for this one. We'll expect to see a same nice crowd here for 2 more coming up on Friday as Stevens 3 balls up and good. Danny Stevens knocks it down again from 19-9. It's a 32-31 ball game. This is the closest the Suns have been in quite a while as Stevens now has 20 points. The rest of the Suns lineup has stayed fairly quiet, but Stevens now has 20. They get it into McMillan, back out to Schaefer, trying to get it into McMillan as he's guarded by Tippy. He'll go up and gets tipped away from Fry. 6:36 left to go. Nice play on the defensive effort by Mason Fry and Griffin Tippy. Rigg now in the corner. Gets quickly double teamed to shut that off. Gets it back to him, now guarded by Duke. 6:26 left to go here in the broadcast. Mustangs working it slow here against the Southeastern offense. Stevens drives baseline, nothing to do. Tries to get an acrobatic shot up and over. Can't get the angle on it. Here comes Unity. Caspery gets it up to Schaefer. Schaefer knocks it down on the transition bucket. 2 more points for Cody Schaefer. First points in a while for the Mustangs. It's 34-31. 6 minutes left to go. Schaefer has 8. Tippy with the basketball now, guarded out by Caspery. He'll toss it on the right side to Rigg. Gets it back up to Akers. Top of the key, thinks about it. He'll fire one up from long distance. Nothing there, and now Koenig will come down with it. Gets tipped away from Stevens, and now Tippy comes up with it. He'll get fouled by Caspery on the play on the loose ball. It's going to be the 3rd foul of the half against Unity. Nick Maynard will check in. He'll check in for Caspery, who just picked up his 3rd foul of the game. 5:42 left to go. They get the basketball into Stevens, guarded by Schaefer. They'll get it out to Rigg now as the Suns reset. Akers now on the right side. Suns moving slow to get this offensive set going. Tippy with the basketball, now over to Rigg on the right side. Cross-court pass to Akers. Akers 3 ball. Second one is up and good for Aiden Akers. And we've got a tie ball game. It's 34-34 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard with 5:12 left to go here in the contest. First tie we've had in quite a while. And the Suns are clamoring back at the bit to grab the lead for the first time in a very, very long time tonight, as the defensive effort has ramped up here for Southeastern. They tried to get the pass into Koenig. It was tipped away by Akers. It will remain Mustangs basketball with 5 minutes left to go. Ryle Duke barks out the offensive assignment. Mustangs start to work here. Toss goes way back and forth, and Griffin Tippy able to get some air underneath himself. He's not very tall, only about 5'10", and maybe even that on the roster, but he got up to about 6'5", 6'6" there on the vertical. Tipped it out of bounds. It'll be Mustangs basketball as they give it a try again. This Suns defensive effort has really ramped up here in the second half, and that's been the big key. McMillan now with it. Works it around over to Schaefer. Schaefer guarded by Stevens, 4:45 to go. Koenig trying to work inside against Owen Rigg. They get it to Koenig, and it's going to be a foul against Owen Rigg as Koenig started to get the advantage on the baseline. Just the 2nd foul of the half for Southeastern. 2nd foul of the ball game for Owen Rigg as Carter Hitz is going to check back in. He'll sit down Mason Fry. Duke will be the inbound man. Box set formation here for the Mustangs as they get it into McMillan. McMillan sets the pick out for Duke. Duke fires up from the 3 in the corner, nothing there, and Akers comes down with it. Suns can take the lead for the first time in a very long time tonight here with 4:27, and Brett Ufka says, let's talk it over. It's a full timeout for the Suns. We'll take it to 34-34. 4:27 left to go. We're back in 1 minute.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beers for us?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Southeastern took the timeout. They've got 2 left. Mustangs still have 4 in their pocket if they need them, with the 4:27 mark to go here in the 4th quarter. Suns trying to take their first lead of the ball game in what seems like forever. For the first time in forever. If you're familiar with the Frozen reference, which who isn't if you have any young kids. Stevens will take the ball across the time stripe here. 4:24 left to go as Kaltenbach's checked back into the basketball game for Southeastern. They work it now around to Tippy. Stevens flashes at the elbow, nothing there. He's guarded by McMillan. Now they'll get it back out to Stevens, way back at the volleyball line. Suns will try and reset here. Now they cross-court pass to Rigg. Owen Rigg, 3-ball, up and good. And the shots are starting to fall for Southeastern. First lead of the game for Southeastern. Since the first quarter comes at 3:54 left in the ball game, it's a 37-34 lead for the Suns. Duke with it now, guarded by Tippy. Works the basketball around to the free throw line now to Koenig. Koenig back over to Schaefer on the right side. Koenig wanting it at the high elbow, nothing there. Duke with the basketball, kicks it in the corner. McMillan, he's going to go baseline, goes up hard, can't get it as it goes off a short part of the rim. And now it's going to be a foul against the Mustangs. Fourth foul of the half against Unity, as Jesse Johnson's going to check back into the ball game. He'll sit down Griffin Tippy, who's had a heck of an effort here in the second half. Gavin Koenig picked up the foul. It's just his first of the ball game. Danny Stevens has 20 points. Melvin McMillan has 11. So does Gavin Koenig, has 9. But the big story here in the second half has been the three-point shooting of a couple of guys here as Owen Riggs knocked one down. And really started to spark up this Suns offense, similar to what we saw Monday night against Illini West. Duke tried to go in and strip it away from Stevens, couldn't get it. Stevens with a nice running baseline drive. He'll put it up for 2, give him 22 on the night. It's a 5-point lead for Southeastern, 39-34. 2:55 left in the ball game. Schaefer drives in, tries to get it to Koenig, and it's going to get a foul. Brett Ufkus arguing that it was more of a pass, and they say that's going to be a shooting foul. Third foul of the half against Southeastern. First of the game for Danny Stevens as Schaefer knocks down the first one. It's 39-35, 2:51 left to go. Schaefer trying to cut back into this deficit for the Mustangs. Mason Fry looks to check back in here on the dead ball. Schaefer will knock down the second. It's 39-36. Fry checks back in along with Jarrett Van Beck, number 11, 5'8" junior forward. Checking into the ball game for the first time. He'll sit down Carter Hitz with 2:51 to go. Van Beck will be the inbounds man. Suns up by 3. They've got 2 timeouts left. Keith Carruthers still has 4 on the opposite side of the bench for Unity. Stevens with the basketball. They're going to take a little bit of time here. They've got the luxury of a 3-point lead to do it with. McMillan jumps out, then jumps back. Now they get it back over to Rigg in the opposite corner. He's guarded by Schaefer back out in the corner. And they draw out McMillan. He's going to pick up the foul. A little bit of a grimace from Melvin McMillan. He knew what happened exactly as he jumped out. 5th foul of the half against Unity, 2nd of the ball game against McMillan. Suns inbound back to Stevens. 2:25 to go left here in the contest. Back out over to Rigg, now to Jesse Johnson, guarded by Nick Maynard. Johnson with it in the corner now. Stevens trying to get open on the block. Melvin McMillan, to his credit, has done as much as he can tonight, battling Stevens in that post area. He and Koenig and everybody else done all they can for the Mustangs' effort here tonight. And Stevens still has 22. Dribbles around now, gets it out to Mason Fry. Duke tried to close out on Stevens. Here comes Stevens driving through the lane. Stops from about 8 feet. He'll draw the foul from McMillan, and Stevens will go to the free throw line. Sixth foul of the half against Unity. 3rd of the game against Melvin McMillan. Danny Stevens will go to the free throw line. He's got 22 points on the night. Trying to re-extend this Suns lead here with 1:46 to go. Knocks down the first, make it 40-36. Tippy will check back in. He'll sit down Jesse Johnson. You will not see a lot of points on the board for some of these other Suns players, but guys like Owen Rigg, Griffin Tippie, Aiden Akers have had a heck of a defensive effort tonight. As Stevens knocks down the second, give him 23. And now Hitzel check back into the ball game. Mason Fry sits down Jarrett Van Beck. 1:45 to go. Mustangs need to find a basket. Not necessarily in a hurry, but not in a hurry either, if that makes sense. Koenig with the basketball, gets it over to Maynard, guarded by Fry. Tries to go in, and now Maynard throws it away. As Koenig got blocked, coming right into the lane. Couldn't get the pass they wanted, and now it's the Suns basketball. 1:27 left to go. Next foul from Unity will put Southeastern at the free throw line for bonus shots. Rigg with it now. Gets it now to Stevens on the backdoor cut from way back in the backcourt. Schaefer tries to get it away, and now McMillan's going to pick up a foul. That's going to put Stevens to the free throw line for bonus shots, 7th of the half against Unity. 4th of the basketball game now against Melvin McMillan. Suns were down by 10 at half. They're up by 5 with a minute to go. Stevens trying to extend that lead. Suns trying to put themselves into a championship contest against West Hancock coming up on Friday night. First one's up and good for Danny Stevens. Give him 24 on the night. And it's a 42-36 ball game with a minute 13 to go. Aiden Akers will check in here on the make. Stevens will get the make. Akers will check in. It's 43-36. Hitz will sit back down, presumably for some defensive presence, as Akers has been getting his hands in the passing lane all night and really been able to make some nice moves defensively for Southeastern. Schaefer brings it across the timeline, and Keith Carruthers wants to talk it over. He'll take a full timeout. We'll take it too. 43-36, 1:07 left to go. We'll come back for the finish here on Central Illinois Sports.
KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at navurealestate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo. Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com.
Keith Carruthers took the timeout for Unity. They've got to get a basket here in a hurry. They trail by 7 points with 1:07 left to go here in the ball game. Unity led by 10 at halftime. And they find themselves on the short end here trying to make up a quick deficit in a hurry, as Maynard will be the inbound man right in front of his own basket. Schaefer, Duke, Koenig, McMillan, and Maynard the 5 on the court for Unity. It's Akers, Stevens, Tippie, Hitz, and Rigg on the court here for Southeastern. 55 seconds left to go. Duke with it, gets it now over to Maynard in the corner. Unity's got to get a shot up quickly, and Schaefer will be the man to take it. Off the rim and no good. Now Koenig comes down with it. Koenig gets partially blocked by Hitz, but it comes down into the hands of McMillan. McMillan gets it and gets fouled. He'll go up to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Fry will check back into the ball game. 4th foul of the half against Southeastern. Foul goes against Aiden Akers. That's his 4th personal. Or excuse me, 2nd personal now as McMillan goes to the line. Count the free throw. It's a 43-39 ball game with 43 seconds left. Suns quickly get it down the court now to Fry. Fry cross-court pass to Akers. The Suns will try and maybe hold this one out or get Stevens to the free throw line. Duke will come and get the foul. McMillan already has 4. They try to keep him on the court, so Duke comes up for the sacrifice foul. 8th of the half against Unity. As Stevens goes back to the free throw line. 26 points on the night for the senior forward for Southeastern. Make it 27. 44-39, 34 seconds left. Hitz will check in on the make for the Suns. Second one up, and it is good. 45-39. 34 seconds left as Fry checks back in. Or Hitz checks back in for Fry, excuse me. 33 seconds left. Mustangs have to hurry. Get the ball across the time stripe. This is Caspery with it. He's got to dribble and get a shot off. He does. Up off the rim, no good. McMillan tries to get it. It's swatted away by Rigg. Duke throws it up and it's in. Ryle Duke gets the rebound in the second chance basket. It'll be another timeout for Unity. It's 45-41 with 19 seconds left to go. We're going to keep it right here. Each team has 2 timeouts left. Here on the 30-second timeout, Mason Fry will check back in for Southeastern. McMillan's got 14 for the Mustangs. Danny Stevens has 28. A couple of nice performances for these star players for each team respectively, as the Suns are trying to hold on here. 45-41, it's been a nice challenge tonight from the Mustangs team. 19 seconds left to go. These guys will play each other again at Mendon, I believe, here coming up later in the season. Rigg will be the inbound man. 18 fouls for the Mustangs, just 4 for Southeastern. Expect Unity to try to get a steal here, and if not, a quick foul. They try to get it thrown in. Now they get it into Stevens. They get it in 18 seconds. Stevens gets a free. They're going to have to try and get it now as they still try to get the ball away from him, and now Schaefer will pick up the foul with 14 seconds to go. 9th team foul against Unity. For Schaefer, just his first of the basketball game. Stevens at the free throw line trying to make it points number 29 and 30. Had 31 the other night against Illini West. First one's up and it's good, make it 46-41. Maynard's going to check back into the basketball game. He'll sit down Carter Caspery. Nope, he'll sit down Ryle Duke, excuse me. Looked to be Caspery, but now Duke will take a quick seat. Mustangs will have to push in a hurry, regardless if they get the missed shot or the rebound here. Stevens gets the second, give him 30 on the evening, and it's a 6-point lead again. And Keith Carruthers will take another timeout. 14 seconds left to go. It's a full timeout. We'll be back here in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Your local dairy farmers remind you there are 13 ways milk can help your body. Just 1 serving of milk each day provides 25% of the body's daily needs for calcium to maintain strong bones and teeth, and 16% of your daily needs of protein to help build and repair muscle tissue. Milk, it does a body good. Get yours next summer at the Adams County Fair Milkshake Stand. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers.
14 seconds left to go here on Central Illinois Sports. The Hancock County Tournament as the Southeastern Suns have rallied from a 10-point halftime deficit to lead the Unity Mustangs 47-41 here in the waning seconds of tonight's second ball game. West Hancock shot the lights out of the gym here as they ran away with the opening game, defeating Illini West to move their tournament record to 2-0. If Southeastern wins this game, both teams will be 2-0, and it will be a championship matchup coming up at 7:30 on Friday night. A loss in this game would put the Mustangs into a third-place contest against Illini West. We'd have that for you Friday night here at 6 o'clock as well. Caspery will be the inbound man. Mustangs have the length of the court to go. Rigg will keep them honest here in the backcourt. Maynard brings it quickly across now. Maynard trying to drive all the way in, and Stevens will pick up a foul on him to shut things down. Maynard looked like he wanted to try and take it all the way in. It'll be a foul against Danny Stevens. That'll be his second. Mustangs basketball out of bounds with 9 seconds left. Unity still has a timeout if they can knock something down here, but they've got to do it quickly. McMillan with a tip in, and he gets it. And Carruthers will take the final timeout. It's 47-43, 6.9 seconds left to go. Ethan Voss is going to check into the ball game. It's a full timeout. We'll take a 30-second break and come right back here on Central Illinois Sports.
Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded.
6.9 seconds left to go here on Central Illinois Sports. It'll be Southeastern basketballs. They've got the length of the court to go, and they've got a 4-point lead. Unity just took its final timeout. So the Mustangs would have to come up with something pretty clever here. Even a steal and a basket, barring something of a three-point shot, a foul, would make it pretty tough to come back out of this one. Rigg will be the inbound man. He has the baseline to run if he needs it. They're going to double team Stevens on the inbounds try here and play defense in the zone and the rest. Rigg will take the timeout as he didn't see anything that he wanted on the inbounds try. Still 6.9 seconds left to go here. It's only a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. So once again, Unity will take on Illini West coming up here Friday at 6. Southeastern will take on West Hancock, and that'll be our 7:30 nightcap on Friday night to round out the tournament. Jack, John, and Charlie still on the air at Winchester, where West Central, the Winchester West Central, for some of you up on our northern tier of the viewing area, might not be familiar with as much, taking on Griggsville Perry in a championship quarterfinal game. That should be a dandy when we get done here. Just flip on over to that game and watch a couple of more hours of high school basketball tonight. We've brought it all to you here on Central Illinois Sports. Rigg, the inbound man, they still double team Stevens. He's going to try and run, and he runs into Koenig, knocks Koenig down, and now Stevens is going to get the foul from Schaefer. That's going to be the 10th foul of the half. Mustangs fans not exceptionally happy about that play, as they felt Stevens might have got a little too much body contact and a little bit of shove into Koenig. Stevens at the free throw line, 30 points already on the evening. Misses the first one. It's 5.4 seconds left to go. A free throw would essentially knock this thing out of reach for the Mustangs. A miss would give them some sort of desperation three-point and a foul. Second one's up and good, and that's probably going to do it here. It's 48-43, 5 seconds left to go as Maynard will run it down. Maynard drives in. They'll let him take it all the way in. He'll miss the layup, though. And that's going to be the ball game. You've reached the Illini Community Hospital postgame show, where the Southeastern Suns rally from a 10-point deficit at halftime to win 48-43 and improve their record to 17-3 here on the season. Unity falls to 8-11 and will return for a third-place try against Illini West here on Friday night. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get some final stats and more for you here tonight from Southeastern High School, all on Central Illinois Sports.
This is Alexis, nurse practitioner.
This is Dr. John Olson. He is the best neurosurgeon.
Well, I paid her to say that.
However.
Many of the patients that Alexis sees, we talk about that day, and we're able to collaborate real time on the patients.
Having another provider that's not a surgeon work with the surgeon, I think you get the best of both worlds. If you have any neck or back pain, come see us in the Spine Center.
Need to clean up that grease trap or septic tank? Voss Pumping is the crew for you. Rusty Voss has experience pumping grease traps and septic tanks since 2001. Licensed in Illinois, call Rusty at 217-936-2520 or 217-242-7599. Voss Pumping wishes all of the teams good luck in this week's Hancock County Tournament.
New year, new closet. From basics to outerwear, bottoms, and dresses, we have your next outfit waiting here at 3 Keys Collection, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL. You can shop with us online at 3keyscollection.com, or you can pop in our shop anytime in Nauvoo, Illinois. We opened our shop to support these 3 little keys and have loved every single minute of it. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to follow our journey with new arrivals weekly.
Welcome back here on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Illini Community Hospital, serving the community since 1942 with excellent healthcare services, primary and specialty care to emergency medicine and more. Illini is here to serve you and your family, a proud member of the Blessing Health System. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. It's a 48-43 final for the Southeastern Suns, led by the big man again, Danny Stevens, with his second straight 30-point-plus performance. He knocks down 31 points here tonight to help the Suns rally from a 27-17 deficit at the halftime break. On the Mustang side, Melvin McMillan wrapped up with 14 points tonight. Gavin Koenig able to chip in 10 on what was a heck of an effort tonight from the Unity Mustangs, but they're not able to hold on as the defensive pressure from the Southeastern Suns caused a little too many fits in the second half. You saw some great defensive efforts by Aiden Akers, Griffin Tippy, Owen Rigg on the side for the Southeastern Suns, and we won't discredit the Mustangs' defensive effort. Really able to do some nice things tonight. You saw Ryle Duke throw himself into harm's way. Cody Schaefer able to get some hands in the passing lane. Caleb Caspery diving all over the floor as well. And, of course, on the inside, Melvin McMillan and Gavin Koenig doing all they can to try and stop the man that's heading to Mizzou next season in Danny Stevens. So coming up on Friday at 6 o'clock, it's going to be Unity versus Illini West. That'll be our third-place contest. And then the championship game will be the Southeastern Suns taking on the West Hancock Titans. We'll have both games for you here tonight. We encourage you, after you get done watching us here, flip on over to our other game feed. It's Jack, John, and Charlie giving you Winchester West Central versus Griggsville Perry in a rematch of a really exciting game at Griggsville just a few weeks ago. This is Brian Shoemaker and Gavin Hilgenbrink signing off here from Southeastern High School. We'll see you on Friday night. You have been watching a Central Illinois Sports production.